Hey,
Hey, hey.
happy Money Making Monday.
Happy Money Making Monday.
Happy Money
Yes.
Making Monday. My name is Quintaria Brunson, and I am a financial strategist that is committed to providing my community of business owners with exit strategies and clear plans to have scalable, sellable businesses. I am honored to be with my partner. I'll let her introduce herself, and then we're going to get into some good stuff today.
Yes. Welcome back, guys. My name is Mercedes Coates. I am the CEO and founder of Coatesway Financial, where we do everything financial services. We focus on protecting your income and assets. We work with tax-free retirement plans, and we show you how to access that money tax-free throughout your lifetime. So excited to be here. Thank you guys for joining us this Money Making Monday. And we're going to start with that quote from
Yep. See, y'all thought because my space was a little different, I wasn't ready for y'all, but I'm always ready with a quote.
I love
This
it.
quote is from Henry Ford, the homie from my hometown, right? And he says, "Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently."
Mm,
So. And although what we're discussing today isn't necessarily a failure, I still thought the quote was fitting because it just reminds us that it's an opportunity to begin again,
yep.
this time more intelligently. So let's dig into it today. We haven't said it officially, but I think for the next couple of weeks, because last week we talked about it, today we're digging into it. We really want to explore why changing your job or why adjusting your career is a wonderful time to reevaluate your financial plan, to reassess what you got going on financially. I would love to give a meaningful tip and not just, oh, it's going to be okay to people. So what's your thoughts on why that is a great time when transitions are the perfect time to reevaluate your financial plan?
Yeah, I love this because our goals change too. I want to talk to this because I had a conversation with my brother yesterday, and we talked about financial planning and like where we are in life. So you know how like your life changes, where now you may have a family, you may have got married or getting married. Now you got kids, and things are not as they used to be. So actually right now is a perfect time while you're pivoting or you're changing jobs and you think about your goals. Now is the time to have that communication. I think
Mhm.
and I'm going to kind of speak to the people who have someone that they're taking care of, whether it's a dependent child or you have a spouse where your income, both of your incomes matter, right? Having that conversation about what your financial goals are, I think is super important, because a lot of times we base our work we based our family around our work. Now
Uh-huh.
you get a chance to reevaluate. Now, instead of doing that, how about you base your family, your work around your family?
Say
Now you
that.
can start to talk about, what are we going to do to move us forward, whether we're getting a farm or whether we're doing a family compound, or now whether we're focusing on paying down our debt. So now you got your debt strategies where you can do the envelope method or the velocity banking method, or you can do different things that you can put in place to kind of reallocate those funds.
Mercedes,
Yes.
you what you said was loaded. We're gonna have to break that down a little bit more because one, financial conversations don't happen enough in families. They
Yeah.
don't happen enough amongst couples. They don't happen enough in our community. Uh, as couples, oftentimes that people assume that they believe what I believe, or you watch how they spend and you make assumptions on what they believe is important. And
Yeah.
then we've got to have more intentional conversations about our finances. So if change and shifting allows us to get back to the foundation, get back to square one and have those conversations, I'm all for it. Another thing that you touched on, well, as you were speaking, it reminded me, oftentimes when we're in these 9 to 5s, our money is locked. Our
Yeah.
retirement plans are locked.
Yeah.
Where you're contributing is locked. This is a time that you have the freedom to do things with your money, with your retirement that you may not have had the opportunity before. you can self-direct some of these things, and your options just
Yes.
expand greatly.
Yes.
So this may not be a bad thing. This
No.
could really give you allow you to put yourself in position so that the next time, whatever you decide, whether you go back into the workforce, or you decide to retire for good, or you decide to pivot and do something different, maybe become self-employed, but you being transitioning between jobs is the one time that monies that are usually you have limited say so on what
Yeah.
you can do, it is unlocked, and now you have an opportunity to CEO that thing and put your money where your mouth is and make changes for yourself and your family after you have those financial
Yeah.
conversations.
Yes. And now you're starting with more wisdom. So just like your quote said, you're in a better place now where you've learned from the mistakes. You're more focused because now you can sit still and actually think and
Uh-huh.
reflect. I thought about this example. I was watching this little show, something like the Fire Country. I don't know if you've seen that
uh,
show.
I've seen ads for that, but I don't watch too much TV, but it looked like they
I
was
was
doing some stuff.
Yeah, I was hanging out with my mom and I was watching Fire Country, and they had like these they had people who were in prison who would come out and dig and help with the fires.
Uh-huh.
And one thing I thought about when it comes to financial planning is number one, when people are locked up, a lot of times they have time to sit back and reflect. They
Come
have a
on,
lot of
they
time,
come out
right?
reformed.
They come out reformed, right? But a lot of times it's spiritual,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of times they attach to some type of religious or spiritual
Mm-hmm.
something, right? And they're more focused because they have time to sit down and think, and they have time to understand that
Reflect.
moving around so much is not always a good thing. Sometimes you need time to sit back and reflect and
Say that.
understand, the Most High, to understand your spiritual. So when it comes to financial peace, this is not a setback. This is a way for you to sit down, reflect,
Mm,
communicate, think about the choices that you're making, thinking about what's important. COVID,
that's good,
COVID,
Mercedes.
COVID set a lot of people down. The things that you thought was important, going out to brunch every week, going to auntie and uncle's house to cook all this, inviting all these people over, always doing these things. People changed their spending habits.
Yes.
People were able to
People
invest,
realized who
save.
they were as a person,
Exactly.
what they could, relationships were made or
Oh,
destroyed during
exactly.
that time, because you really got, like you said, you were in a place that you could not move as much, and
Yeah.
you had to deal with you. And although we are not a psychological show to some degree, but I do think that is very critical, because that is why people make bad decisions, especially bad financial decisions. Even for myself, I think years ago, I was a shopaholic. I still love nice things, but I am far more thoughtful before I just swipe a credit card or buy a purse or buy some shoes. I just was buying to buy. And I realized once I had to sit down,
Mm-hmm.
once I had to sit down, I
Mm-hmm.
realized, like, do I even like all of this stuff? Do I even, what is this doing for me? And I realized that I was pacifying other places and spaces within me that I needed to work on. And
Yeah.
once I started healing certain places, like I said, still love nice things, but
Yeah.
I don't buy them carelessly. I don't put them
Exactly.
before things that are important. I don't, now sometimes it be weighing cloak neck and neck, but
Oh, I know how you feel.
the important
Yeah.
stuff still wins. Whereas 20-25 years ago, I can't say that was the case, that I was still, but I needed to pause. I needed to really reflect, because when you're moving, sometimes you can't even recognize patterns. And
Yeah.
this is why I encourage CEOs and business owners that I work with to do weekly, no less than monthly reviews of your finances in your entire business, because you can be in a business making money, and the whole time your total portfolio is in a deficit. But
Yeah.
because you're moving and you have activities and you're getting calls every day and you're sending invoices out, if you don't pause to really reflect and see what's happening, you miss a lot. You miss
Yeah.
a lot.
That's a great point. I like that cue. So I want to hone in on that real quick as you
Yeah.
just said that. So a lot of times we have a lot of business owners who are watching our podcast on Money Making Mondays, right? And I want
business owners.
and I want to stress the importance of what you just said. You got to take time to pause, because guess what? In most cases, you have a lot of entrepreneurs who are self-employed, who are working in their business, where if you stop working, you're not making money. And that can
Yeah.
be your hairdressers, your restaurant owners, those of you who are literally working in the business, who have to make it run. So
Yeah.
I want to encourage you guys who are business owners to make sure that you take care of the back end. You
Yes.
take care of the back end. You cannot be too busy to sit down and look at the expenses, the depreciation, the appreciation, the influx of net profit.
Now you're doing my job, Mercedes. Now you, because that is what I preach to business owners. You
the
have to.
protection, the insurance. I talk about that all the time. Business insurance, right? You gotta have business insurance, guys, because guess what? If you go down, the business stops. The
Yeah.
money stops coming in. If you don't have the protections in place, if you get sick or hurt,
Yeah.
talk about living benefits. If you don't have that emergency fund in place where you can pull that money out easily, like Quintaria said, flexibility, then how are you going to make it when things happen? Things will happen.
Yeah.
Guaranteed
Thank
things
you.
will happen, unexpected and expected. But the question is, are you prepared for that?
And you know what, as you were talking, my brain be doing some stuff. I'm like, I don't know why so many business owners want to be little mini IKEAs with pop-up temporary desk, temporary chairs, temporary, like the beauty of business ownership. And I know we went from transitioning in your job, but I think this is so critical. The beauty of it is you have a new legacy. You can create a legacy that you have options on what you want to do with. You can't leave your job to your child. You can't leave oftentimes you can't even transfer your benefits to your spouse or to your children from a job. If you can, you got one of them good jobs, and I'm happy for you. But when you create a business, why make it temporary when it could be, it has the possibility, it has the business creation in America was made just for that. What do you think dynasties and, the same back in Europe, when they started going on voyages and the whole industry of companies came about when people started when they started sending ships out and they started making these huge LLCs and in corporations. They didn't do it, was more corporations back then, but those legacies still live on today. So why do you want to pop up temporary paper cup business when you can have a legacy that somebody's talking about in 1492 this was set up, and in 2025 aspects of that is still going. You see it in the banking industry, you see it in the insurance industry, you see it in so many industries. And this is my almost what when I stand on a soapbox, this is what I really want business owners to understand. You're only a small business owner because your mindset stops at that. This could be a $1 trillion opportunity, even if it's outside of your lifetime. Maybe while I'm alive, my business only amasses 500,000, but we already know that ain't true, right? No, but maybe in my lifetime it stops here. But if I set the systems in place, if I think longevity, if I have it protected, if I protect the assets, if I understand depreciation, my children's children's children could benefit from something I start today. And for me, that gives me hope. That gives me such, I'm so motivated to make my businesses spectacular, to make sure that they're strong and solid. So I definitely encourage others to do the same.
Exactly. I love all of what you said, guys. I hope you're getting this free games. Every Money Making Monday, we give y'all free games.
We do. If it ain't Mercedes, it's me. And sometimes it's both of us. We tag team. The Muhammad Ali of financial advice that changes lives.
Exactly.
So it's, we don't hold people long. And I have said a whole mouthful. So if you don't mind closing us out and telling people how they can reconnect with us.
Absolutely. Guys, listen, we're going to drop that link below. It's a 15-minute consultation. Make sure that you get on a call with us, learn what your options are. We focus on, again, the financial strategies to put that in place, how to set your business up properly. Quintaria is going to take care of you on that, working and designing financial strategies that make sense. Using financial plans, we're going to work together to pull that picture together for you guys. So make sure you follow us at Coatesway Financial, with Quintaria as well, Legacy by Quintaria. Follow the Black Print. You know, she has great
Thank
courses
you.
available. Get in touch with us, 15 minutes consultation to have a conversation to see what you can do. And we'll see you next week, next Monday.
Happy money making Mondays, y'all. Go and be great. And y'all know Mercedes and I will do the same.
Bye, guys.